Hey folks, how we doing? This is Jay Essex here at the Chattahoochee River. I'm so powerful. My name is Jay Essex. I can talk to animals, but for the love of God, I can't get my own dog to come up to me on a YouTube video. But Ham does. Is that right? Okay. There's actually a point to this. I have to tell you this metaphysics story. When I say story, I mean real galactic history. Because there's a half-truth going on, and you know how I love to bust up the fallacies. The reason why I know what I'm about to say is because I'm one of those people who has no life, and I sift through all of the esoteric videos that are boring and long so you don't have to, all because I have no life. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So by now, we've all heard the common story of the Anunnaki created us to mine gold, and they made slaves out of us, right? Well, here's the whole story, as whole as I can recount it without getting into, never-ending details. So you had the Anunnaki come down to get the gold, but it wasn't the gold they were after, it was you. The Anunnaki started mining gold, and they said, holy shit, this is too much work. So they created slaves. The people they created were miners. These people that they created are truly slaves. Truly slaves. And you'll see why I say truly in just a second. So after they started mining the gold, the actual mining of the gold itself set off alarms. And you see, that was the point. The gold itself was irrelevant. The whole point of the gold mining was to trip an alarm, so you would have all these species of aliens. Remember, we're all aliens. So you would have all these species and beings of aliens that, you guys are. Remember, I'm the Anunnaki, you're the, person that I enslaved. And yes, I am the Sith. So, just quick overview. Anunnaki comes down, says, shit, this is too hard, creates slaves, they mine the gold. That gold trips an alarm that brings all of these species here. And as soon as they come down here, the Boaz computer snatched them all up, and they lost their energy, and they were stuck in 3D, and they forgot who they were. They forgot everything. And I had a big hand in doing this. So this is the big picture. This is how I fit into it. I was the king of all ascending reptilians. I was the king of all reptilians. And Draco was the person I left in charge because I was going to come down here and get myself a soul so that when I came out of this computer simulation, I would be 33 times more powerful. So when I die, all my past lives will combine into one, just like everybody else that makes it out. All my past lives will combine into one, and I'll become a super duper reptilian king. So you have to understand the big picture, because you get the bullshit story and the half-truth story so much. You have to understand the big picture. And this did come from Andrew Barsis, the false disclosure alien. But it's not so much that he's false disclosure, he's just gonna talk really fast, and for every 20 minutes of bullshit there's 1 minute of actual substance. And see, this truth that I'm telling you goes to show you what a scumbag people like me and Gilbert really are. Because remember, if you watch the Gilbert Son videos, he sits there, he's like, you weren't created to be a slave, you were created to do work. And he has that smile on his face like, please believe me. See, that's my biggest problem with Gilbert, is that he always has that look on his face where he's like, you're stupid if you don't believe me. He has that sociopathic smile on his face where it's like, you're stupid if you don't believe me. It's like, it's like, I can't, you know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. So he's going to sit there, he's going to tell you that you weren't created to slave for them, you were just created to work. And remember, the gold itself was irrelevant. What's relevant is that when that gold was dug up, that tripped off all these alarms, and then all these species came here to 3D and got trapped by the Boaz computer, which is the computer that simulates this reality. And it's the computer that brings your vibration down to an animalistic level. I really hope you understand the big picture in all this, because the big picture is, I am the Sith, I am a scumbag, Gilbert's a scumbag too. At least I'm man enough to admit it and say I'm sorry. I know sorry doesn't fix anything, but I'm at least, I'm the only one admitting it, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm actually very sorry, and if there's anything I can do to make it right, anything at all, don't hesitate to not call me. See, that's why everyone hates me. Because subconsciously, you know everything. So you know that I'm the bad guy. And you know that Gilbert's a bad guy too. And everyone's too stupid to see what's right in front of them. Just remember, the good people want to help you, but they can't. The bad people, they can help you, but they won't. Now, I try to make videos and help you to understand what's going on. Oh, by the way, JB Murdoch, she's a scumbag too. Total fucking scumbag she is. Now, the truth is that it's not really that... Maybe, I think I'm a scumbag, but it's one of those things where everyone's playing on their team, you know what I mean? It's like, even though we might not be 100% moral about what we did, it's one of those things where you're just fighting for your side, you know what I mean? It's like Fred explained it to me. The fifth dimension is like the inside of a prison. The blacks with the blacks, the Mexicans with Mexicans, the whites with whites. 5D is the same way. Arcturians with Arcturians, Pleiadians with Pleiadians, Greys with Greys. Everyone's fighting for their side. And so the reason why I am probably evil is because I had a hand in the big picture of making the computer, and I selfishly wanted it made so that I could come down here and get a soul and come out even more powerful. So you can kind of say that I am selfish. And this is the big picture. This is why you're subscribed to me. This is something you never get on anybody else's channel. I never charged you $1, did I? I asked you for money, but you never paid me because, let's face it, every starseed is broke. Every starseed lives in their parents' basement, with the exception of a couple people. Ain't that the truth? See, every time something ends, it seems like it's always a stalemate. It's never a definitive victory for good. It's one of those things where if you don't like it, then you have no choice but to ascend or shut up. I mean, you can make all the YouTube videos, you can go out and vote all day long, you can do whatever you want, but the only way you're ever going to get away from it is to ascend. Because that's the thing. That's 100% the thing, is that that's the lesson that you learn in the fifth dimension, is that the fifth dimension is great because it's perpetual joy, but at the same time there's war. And according to 13 sign astrology, the way to get to the sixth dimension is to find light in total darkness and beat a Dark Lord, which is a Saturnian. And for those who didn't see it, Cyrus King said that the first 5 dimensions are material, and then like the next 7 after that are masculine, which is will. So the first, I think the first 6 are material, mother. That's why women, this is why women get energy when you have sex with them. The woman gets the man's energy when she has sex with the man. This is why the man falls asleep and the woman's just there sitting awake wanting more. So this is why women are never homeless. You barely ever see, I've never seen a homeless woman, because women are material. Women know how to, women really are all about, you know, making the dollar, because these are material dimensions. This is why you always hear those people say, oh, the black woman's God, the black woman's God. Because her melanin and her materialism make her the best suited for this dimension. And plus, if you have sex with a black woman that's a Moabite woman, it's going to come out Moabite. So the rest of the higher dimensions, I shouldn't say higher, but the ones that are higher than the female are about will, masculine. And see, that's why women are base. That's why they are low down. That's why Kundalini starts from the bottom. That's where the word cunt comes from, because it's below, and the word cunt, it was like a word for meaning female priest back in the day. So women are base at the bottom, they're very low. Fe is the chemical symbol for iron. Female, Iron Man, base metal at the bottom. This is why, the Freemasons, free from the mother, the Moabite woman, this is why they put women down, because men come from a higher dimension of will, and that goes way back into the sands of time. And I only got about 4 more minutes before this cuts off. Who else but Abraham? Take care. Grow your hair. Oh, and someone asked me, why did I change my name to Cinderella? Because the astral Nagas do not care for my arrogance by calling myself God. So I hope they would let me sleep at night now, because I changed my name to Cinderella, because I'm just like Cinderella, locked up and hid away. You have no idea. And plus they have blocks in my aura. And just to elaborate on those blocks in my aura real quick, is that if I drink, let me just put it very simply, I don't feel open to the environment. My DNA feels like it's closed off. It's kind of like my body has a bunch of windows, and all those windows are closed. When they're open, that's when you can really vibrate high. When you feel like you become your environment, your aura is like open and unblocked. The tall grays put blocks in my aura, and so it basically cuts me off from the environment. It keeps me from that peaceful feeling where you can just like float away in the wind. You know that feeling where it's like, I feel so good right now. That feeling they've completely cut me off from. And when you make your body alkaline and pure and detoxed, and you only eat, baked chicken and fruits and vegetables, and keep in mind, I pound green beans. I fucking pound green beans, spirulina, hemp protein, all that good stuff, wheatgrass. That should make me very open to the environment, and the tall grays got me blocked off, because what would happen is, if my aura was completely open, I would have been breaking down code and cracking the code and leaking more Masonic secrets, which would get me in trouble. So for my own safety, so they say, they put blocks in my aura. They have taxed me. That's what the word tax really means. Tax means to break you. So the average person thinks the word tax means that they're just gonna pay a little bit. Pay a little bit. The average person thinks the word tax means that they're just gonna charge you a little bit extra. No, tax means to break you, as in, for example, I ran 10 miles today, and it was a very taxing effort. Tax means to tax you, to break you, to finish you. If you did something that was taxing, you're done for the rest of the day. There's nothing else you can do after you've been taxed, and you have been taxed. And Obamacare is going to be $95 this year, $325 next year, 600 and something the next.